Hello, my friends and family. Thank you for spending your time to listening. So this is Evan, and I'm gonna continue my story about the year of 2003 when I was 16, and on my trip to Xi'an and to Jiaozuo. As a previous video, I already shared what happened, my life, and in Jiaozuo and Xi'an. There's so many things happen. It's so hard to just share right in 15-20 minutes. So I decided to do the second video to share about what's the additional things I experienced and especially the things I learned based on the experiences. So first thing is Jiaozuo, right? I mentioned about I went there to find my friend Zhang Jing. So first couple nights, she introduced me to Uncle Lu, her uncle. So I spent my night at Uncle Lu's place. So that's how we connected. Actually, we were sleeping on the same bed and chatting and talking. And Uncle Lu brought me at the beginning to some class. If you're from China, you know there's so many classes out there. And even though in the U.S., there's so many company called direct sales company. And some company is using the multi-level marketing strategy. So the class was teaching for Amway. In 2003, there was Amway starting, right? I was 16. I would go there. I would listen to their class. So if anyone experiences, you will know they share a lot of testimonies, and to share people sharing their thoughts, and they will share some products. They will share some compensation. And as a young man, had no experience. I didn't know what is money, what was money, what was future, what was career. I had no idea. But I go there because the environment, because the people. I was brainwashed. I still can remember the feeling. I was so, this feeling, it just come out, and from these classes, and I wanted to make a decision for my life, right? I wanted to have a good career. I want to have financial freedom. So I remember I didn't sign up because I was underage, so I didn't sign up the membership or anything. But in my heart back then, I decided to do it because I feel like the first thing I connecting about business, and majority I forgot, but I learned a lot. And I remember there's one parable Uncle Lu shared with me. And so he asked me, he shared, there's a dog. There's a male dog go to the desert. And 2 days, the dog died. He asked me, Evan, what do you think of why this dog died? So I didn't know. I was thinking probably because hungry or thirsty. He told me because the dog couldn't pee for 2 days, 3 days, right? So this is just a parable. And what did that mean? He trying to share with me because of habit killed him, killed the dog. So he shared the point is, he shared the habit is so important for man. It could make you great, and also it could kill you. So as a young man, never worked, have no experience, have no things in mind. That's the first thing I learned. I still remember after so many years, habit can make you. Yes, so I still remember. That's a great lesson I learned. And another thing is, as I mentioned from previous video, my second job, I was doing a sales guy at this sports goods store, selling basketball, selling soccer, and selling the t-shirts. And I was working with this lady. She's about 40-year-old, around 30 to 40-year-old, and a very tiny store, about 1,000 square feet, less than 1,000 square feet. And I learned how to sell. Well, there's not much skills, but just presenting the product to the customers. And the thing is, I figured now I learned, even the store is very tiny, but they connecting with almost all the university, college, and high school or middle school in the town. So from the tiny stores, they're selling so much product to all the schools. So the store size is not important, but the real important thing is the connection. It's a relationship as trust. So the husband have all those connections, so they were doing really good business. So there's one day, actually, I learned there's something happened in the store, and one day, there was a fire. So what happened is they connect something, and in the overheated in the warehouse. So it's very tiny warehouse. It's caught fire. So in my brain, I could never forget it. The boss, the owner, ran into the fire, trying to bring all the cases of her product. It was on the fire, and I remember she was trying to rescue the T-shirt in the fire. I was shocked as a young man. I couldn't understand how could this lady risk her life for those products. So I would say luckily there's only about 1/5 store burned up, but I still remember, and she bring all those T-shirt, whichever still able to wear, they washed it and put it back there to sell, but with really cheap price. So after several years of owning my own business, now I can feel her. I could feel her that everything is so important, because as a business owner, many business owners risking our life. We're putting our life in the business. That's our hope, our life. And now I can understand her feeling, why she ran into the fire to rescue these products. It's just so important. And only, a lot of things is only you go through all this, you will understand the feeling. And it's hard for me to share with the words, but the feeling, now I really connecting how to be the feeling of being a business owner. So that was something shocked me. And doesn't mean, I will do the same thing, but the thing, business is not easy. And for the success of the business, you definitely, there's a lot of business owner, entrepreneurs putting life in there. So that's one thing that shocked me. I still remember today, very, very clear. And about my trip to Xi'an, okay, that's right, yes. My first paycheck, I got paid from this sports goods store. I remember I got paid 300 RMB plus 100 RMB bonus. So I had 400 RMB before. So remember, with US dollar back then is $1 equal 8 RMB. So I had this 400 RMB. Back then I had no cell phone. So I decided to buy my own cell phone. I think that was like Nokia back then in 2003. The cell phone worth 700 RMB. I didn't have enough money, so I used my dad's credit card plus my own 400 RMB. I bought my first cell phone. I was so happy. I remember the cell phone wasn't that smart. You're only to make a phone call and a text, and some really like a simple game. That's all, but it feels so different because back then, right, as a high schooler, not too many people has a cell phone. That's like more like a luxury. I feel like I made it. This is my own. So then I moved to go to Xi'an. I started to working as this bubble tea shop. I was the one to standing outside of the door to see the people, to greeting the people, to invite the people to the store. It's more like a sales to present the bubble tea to the customer. I wasn't making bubble tea that often. So in this Xi'an, because Xi'an is the largest city connecting the western, like poor place, and to the east side, more like a richer place. So there's a lot of people there. And I can share with you, there's like a lot of gangs there. I shared, there's a gang for theft. There's a gang of beggar. I was watching with my own eyes. Because I'm standing at the second most business street, Xiaozhai, I see how people steal the wallet. I see how the beggars pretending their death and pretending they're lame. And after in the night, they can walk freely. They're happy. They go drink. So that's just totally different story. I don't know about right now. That's about like more than 10 years ago. So I remember one night, so the guy who was, who I caught, the thief, and remember there's 5 thieves pointing my nose, trying to beat me and curse me. They didn't do it. I'm here, thanks God. And this one night, the guy came into our store trying to steal the wallet of the customer. And the thing is, the customer had filled it. So they ran away. They didn't buy the bubble tea. So my boss was there. My boss was complaining to him, see, you scared my customer away. And this about like, I believe 40-year-old aged man. And he just saying, he said sorry. He put his wallet to buy the bubble tea. And I was shocked, they just talking. He said, because he didn't meet the goal for that day. They're theft. They run as a company. They didn't meet the goal. So he still need to work around like 9 o'clock in the night. Well, that's a little bit experience that shocked. So I learned about how the organization works. So that's why, whenever I go, I be extremely careful about my wallet, my phone, because I see so many of them trying to steal. There's one day I ran to the market because of something I forgot. I was quickly run, like a jog, quickly, for about only 10 minutes. I let my guard down. I lost my first cell phone. I was so upset, so pissed. Can you imagine a young guy, the first paycheck, bought the cell phone. Now it's not much, but that was so much meaningful to me. I lost it. I couldn't, only 10 minutes I let my guard down to took my cell phone. I called the police. They cannot do anything. Because this kind of thing, right? And every day happen, nobody can find out. I tried, but the thing lost. But thanks God, thanks to my dad, he gave me my credit card. The thing is, once you have the cell phone, how it's hard to go back to the lifestyle without cell phone. So I got my own another cell phone, but that's the thing. And the trip, there's still so many things I can't share. But one thing, still, the only thing is really grateful. Grateful I go through it. Grateful I learn. Grateful those people, they're so nice to me. Grateful, good, bad, ugly things I saw and I learned. And maybe today I've been very careful and a lot of things I think more stuff because of all the experiences and also because of this trip I'm here in US. So thanks to God and thanks to everyone. Hope my story can inspire you.